I'm watching some coverage of the gerrymandering stuff that's going on in Texas and California, and the Texas Republicans have locked the chamber of the Texas State House to prevent Democrats from leaving. When they do leave, if they're allowed to leave, they send Texas State Police to accompany them 24/7. And, you know, the gerrymandering stuff is happening because elected Republicans nationwide know that if they have to run in 2026 in the midterms, if they have to run on Trump's big, beautiful bill, they're going to get their asses handed to them in a fair fight. And but the reason why we're here right now in this moment is because Republican voters are unimaginably stupid people. They are dumb, they are gullible, they are easily manipulated. They believe that all of their problems in their lives that are present are because there's like 9 trans athletes in the United States. And and that people are pouring across the border who don't speak English and have no experience in a Trump supporters chosen field of employment, but Trump supporters think that someone who's never been here, who doesn't speak the language, who has no experience, can come here and take their job. I mean, I would say to Trump supporters, if that can actually happen, that's a you problem. That's not an us problem, okay? These people are shockingly dumb and racist and homophobic and transphobic and misogynistic, just like cartoonishly so. Just cartoonishly so. I mean, excuse me, I heard a voicemail on TikTok yesterday from a politician, an elected Democrat. I can't remember where she's from. I think she's at the state house level. She got a voicemail from a very angry woman who is a Trump supporter, just screaming at her that Democrats are evil and that Democrats should crawl back up inside Satan's anus. That's a direct quote. I mean, and so it's like elected Republicans are doing this whole gerrymandering thing because that's their only shot. That is their only shot at trying to maintain the House next year, is to try to create more majority Republican congressional districts across the country. That's the only chance they have. They know that's the only chance they have because the policies of the Trump administration, they're underwater on everything. They're underwater on the economy. They're underwater on inflation. They're underwater on prices. They're underwater on immigration. They're underwater on everything. They are underwater on everything. And so their only 2 hopes is that they can try to create more Republican congressional districts. And they hope that's going to work because Republican voters are so dumb, gullible, and easily manipulated. That's their plan for 2026. Their only hope is that Republican voters continue to be as stupid as they have been for the last 10 or 20 years, and racist and homophobic and transphobic and misogynistic and bigoted. They are the dumbest people I have ever encountered in my entire life. And they are just cartoonishly racist and all the other things. I mean, I voted for Trump for the economy. Well, this AI bubble that's about to burst is going to take care of that. The tariffs are starting. The big tariffs are starting in a couple of weeks, a week. We're no longer going to have accurate economic data coming out of this government. Man, the next 6 months are going to suck for this country. because you guys think that men dress up as women to go into women's restrooms and assault women. In this country, you guys vote. You vote for men who assault women, who then appoints more men who've assaulted women. You think you got to dress up in a fucking costume to get away with that in this country? You put those people in the fucking White House. You care about women as much as you care about kids. Unbelievable. And speaking of that, it's like you elected a guy who is a serial sexual assaulter of women who is also on Jeffrey Epstein's list. You knew all of that and you voted for him anyway. And then you're like, the men are playing in women's sport. You don't give a shit about that at all. I mean, if there is one thing that this country has proven over the last decade, it's that men don't have to dress up in a fucking costume to go into a women's restroom to assault women and get away with it. You guys vote for those men. You guys vote to put those men in public office, in the White House, in the Department of Defense. The dumbest fucking people I've ever met in my entire life. Without question.